In the land of Freya, darkness spread.
Really hope you're not talking to your husband.
Well, no. He's not here. But I would sometimes talk to him. That is polite.
Oh, wow. Perfect. I'm so jealous.
We are streaming right now.
Through treacherous valleys and mountains high, they fight for justice, never questioning why. Their hearts ablaze, united they stand against the forces of evil hand in hand. Oh, hear the legends of our sacrifice. In the face of darkness, we will rise with valor in our hearts. We'll take a stand, defend us on Freya, we'll save the land.
It's okay. Players just ruined the song, like the best part of the stream, the cool song, talking over the top of it. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Oh, there's a penis on the screen, which I've just also noticed and not cleared. Not cleared off.
Jeremy's talking.
All right.
God.
Good evening, everybody.
Absolute knob.
Matt Geary here for Geek Pride Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, The Legend of Our Sacrifice. With me tonight, we have Conrad as Arno Jerkel.
Hello.
We have Michael as Tharvel Eldon.
Dragon Ball.
Jace as Brother Gadden.
Many people struggle with the common British word, fuck off.
We have Lecky as Bartholomew Pringle.
Want some bromelain, bruh?
Rumeling Brow. Mark as Lance.
Peace and long life.
And Vic as Saren Sanguine.
I will not make a liar out of you.
Way.
Hey.
I had to.
See,
I know, low hanging fruit.
see what you did there. Okay, right. So there was a little bit of activity within the Discord in the downtime. For those who weren't paying attention or didn't see it last week or haven't been reading the Discord, I'll give you a quick rundown.
I was looking, but I wasn't involved. I was off ride.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So Saren and Lance had taken themselves off to do some
Traumatize innocent people.
Yeah, to traumatize some innocent people, get some supplies, and evacuate them from their settlements. Now, there is a point where potentially they may be recalled, so some of those may not apply depending on what the others do. Let me get this. Oh, it's the
I'm still laughing that I'm twice the size and twice the height of you, but you're the intimidating one.
Seems legit.
If you be but little, she is fierce.
Yeah, so we had this. So they were out and about in these areas. Basically, if they managed to extricate the people from the area, there's a tick on supplies and an M for manpower, basically. So they got for most of them, bar I think the Pilgrim's Rest and Light View. They didn't get any sort of manpower from those, but everywhere else they have.
That's nice.
And I'll do some rolls for that at some point, depending if they carry on or if they are recalled or not. During this, the rest of the party have established that, unfortunately, Arno has released
Hey.
has
It
released
wasn't Arno's fault.
he's released a
He
spore.
didn't mean to add the spore to the grape chat, but he just did.
A spore, a false hydra again into the vicinity. Isn't something they're going to have to now deal with. They've got 2 weeks Tharavol's returned. He's basically said that there's a massive force on their way to assault the shores of Freya, and if they were to sort of come in this direction, it's probably going to take them about 2 weeks to get here. So you've got roughly 2 weeks, though. I'll probably start rolling on day 8 or 9 and stuff to see if anything turns up early, and then go from there. So they are now currently they've managed to persuade one of the Red Witches that she needs to help. The Red Witch is obviously just as scared as they are because she knows what these things are capable of. There is no loyalty for it. It literally just does what it does and has no friends, no foes. It just sort of just does what it does for getting bigger and absorbing people and control of areas. So they need to destroy it before it destroys the settlement they're in. Sorry, the temple, not the temple. What do we call it? It's not
Temple of Devotion.
Yeah,
Sanctuary.
The sanctuary of devotion. Yeah, the sanctuary of devotion. The sanctuary of devotion. So basically, that's what happened. So Arno, they did a little bit of RP in their downtime. Arno's gone down to the cells to have a look around, and hasn't really seen very much. He sort of had a look in the cell where he was he resided briefly, and he hasn't seen anything. Tharaval and Saravel have sort of made their way into the tunnel network where they were previously. They've come to the where the cave-in they created. Effectively, there was a tunnel passage which they've sort of caved in, and they've noticed that there seems to have been something that's burrowed through it. As they've seen that, they've noticed something sort of white, translucently white, sort of coming in with a long neck and a sort of emaciated human-style head, human-like head with sort of very long teeth. It hasn't seen them because Tharaval has his what's it called? Pass without trace, which we've basically said, he's not susceptible to its song, which is good because he rolled a crit fail. He rolled a crit fail earlier, and that could have been nasty. As you can see in the screen there is a nice 3 for a wisdom save there, but I've forgotten he had that thing going. So we basically said that as much as it stops sound getting out, it's more, we've also said stop sound coming in as well. So he will have disadvantages for things that are sort of behind him around, sound based, because he won't be able to hear them. But for the song, won't be able to get to him, therefore won't be able to seduce him and make him dinner. So he has seen this thing. It's bumped into him in the tunnel network. It's then sort of recoiled and started looking around to see what stopped it. Him and Saravel have then sort of chucked a rock and sort of buggered off back down the tunnel. They've come up into the cell where Arno's sort of peering in. Arno's seen them. They've started to try and pick the lock of the cell. So Tharaval is picking the lock at the cell. That's where we basically got to. And that is probably where we are going to start. And then we will... Oh, and sorry, one more thing. Brother Gadden, forgot about this. Brother Gadden has been to see... one of the it's not like the high pal, he's like a cleric. He's effectively who's in charge now because the high paladin no longer exists. And yeah, say it again. The
high paladin?
The under paladin. He is he's gone and taken some of the monks, and he's done 3 days worth of training. So he's up to day 6 now. So he's done 3 days worth of training with them. He's had 2 successes and he's had 1 fail. Again, I'll do some rolls to see what we get, but for brevity, that's what he has been doing. Right. Okay. So Tharaval, you have made your way out of the cells. You then started trying to pick the lock. You haven't succeeded picking the lock. Arno, I'm guessing you're just sort of kind of standing there looking at him at that time. Sarah,
Well, I'm looking at him and keeping an eye out if anything's followed them out of the tunnel.
okay, as he's picking the lock, you see. Actually, roll me a perception check.
All of us, or just Arno?
You have rolled your perception, I think, already. Arno. Okay, Saravel. Roll for Saravel. Yeah. Okay. So Arno, you're sort of kind of looking behind yourself as well. You're looking around, so you don't really see anything. But Saravel's basically focused completely on the tunnel entrance. He steps back and then sort of puts his hand on your back and starts tapping you really urgently. As you do, you turn around. And you see this, you start to see this head, pop up. It's slowly coming up from where the hole is. It's like a head. It's like a human head. It's just like really thin skinned. It's emaciated. It's got very sort of long teeth. You see these really deep black eyes, a bald scalp as it sort of starts to slowly make its way up like a serpent coming out of a basket. It sort of starts making its way up slowly.
Does it say, "My precious"?
My preciouses. Yeah. Thieves!
I couldn't resist.
Thieves.
Precious.
And he starts tapping you, Tharvel, very wildly.
Right. Okay. Seeing this, I don't know whether I'll actually be able to do this or not, but as we can't get the cell door open, Tharavel sort of goes over and he wraps himself and his cloak round Saravel, and he does the shadow step into a shadow on the opposite side of the cell, hopefully bringing Saravel with him.
To where Arno is.
You could, I guess, sort of. Interesting. What did I give you blurb wise for that?
You hold on, I'll have to look it up here. But there was one thing that you took off it, which was the shield. Basically, it increases AC on.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll do.
Well, at the very least, if I can't do that, then
I'll give you. I'll give you a roll on it.
Was it Cloak of the Shadow Stalker?
Yeah, the Shadow Stalker. I think that's what it is. You got it.
Okay, Shadow Stalker as an action within 5 feet of another creature, you can step into that creature's shadow and remain there. Shadow Step as an action while in a shadow, you can teleport to the shadow of an inanimate object. Alleyways between buildings, you can see an example. Alleyways between buildings, you can see within 60 feet of you. Call Shadow Skulk, while in space covered by darkness, mundane, or you can spend a bonus action to lift your hood, making you invisible. Become visible only to, and then Shadow Guard, which is the bit that you took off, which is as a reaction you can raise the edge of your cloak and you're +5 to AC.
Okay. It's not really specific, so I guess it's up to. I will.
Oh, here, hold on. I'll tell you what. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure Saravel's got Misty Step.
I've got a. Oh yeah, Misty Step. That'll help.
He does.
Right, there you go.
So there we go. Yeah, so
Is that just for him,
Tharavel,
though?
yeah, Tharavel will use his cloak, and then Ceravel will just use Misty Step.
Okay, cool. So you come outside of the cell then.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sort of come outside of the cell. Arno, are you going to make yourself scarce, or I suppose you're within the bubble of, or how does that work?
So currently, Tharavel has so both of them have got pass without trace. So, Tharavel cast his on himself and Ceravel, and then Ceravel cast his on um Arno. So basically, it's within 30. Basically, if they're all together, it's a 30 foot sphere.
Is it a concentration spell? What sort of do you need for it? Because if you cast something else to get out of there, it might break it. So.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
If you've cast...
But then he'll still be within if Ceravel is casting Misty Step.
Yeah, Misty Step isn't concentration, so it's fine.
Components, voice. Yeah, it doesn't. One bonus action, self
I
components.
just want to say that, like, I just want to reiterate, like, this spell is not designed in this way. Like, it's far too broken to, like, it just doesn't work to have you not be able to hear anything. I mean, we can say it this way now, but like after this, like, there's no way you can continue having it.
Yeah, I mean, I think basically what it's supposed to do is what it's actually. Whenever I sort of reread it, it was just because it said like a veil of silence, and I was like, right, okay. But
okay.
That's obviously.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Basically means that you're silent in your movements.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, but basically, I think you can hear.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But so,
okay.
I mean, I think if.
Okay. Well, we will take back it because you're outside of its thing. You've got past your crit fail. From this point on, you need to have things in your ears again. So it will, it'll stop you from being seen and sound, but it's not going to stop your it's not going to stop being the sound getting to you. So you need to sort of plug your ears going forward.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm guessing Arno can see this head as well.
Yeah, you can see it now, and it's sort of it's come up, and it's sort of it's not huge. It's sort of maybe it's maybe like an anaconda. Sort of kind of size, largest head.
Anaconda.
Yeah, anaconda. And it's sort of looking around. You see it sort of you see it because you can't hear anything.
Does it look like it can see us though?
Well, because you've got the veil, this thing over you, so it can't see anything.
But we're not invisible.
Well, so basically,
it
basically gives you
silence.
it gives you. It's like doing a hide with an extra +10 to your stealth.
Give me all a stealth roll then, and you can have +10 to it, and then I'll roll on its.
Where are we? Okay, so Tharavel.
40.
So yeah, basically not 20s and everything sort of.
I'll do Tharavel as well. Where is his stealth gone? He's got even higher. Yeah, so not 20s basically.
Yeah. Okay, so it's So
we've managed to quickly duck behind something.
Yeah, you're just
Arno will have, like, this is the first time he's seen anything like this, and from your description,
oh, so close,
harrowing. He'll send a message into Tharavel's head, and he'll just be like, "Fuck, what do I?" Basically saying, shall I cast my fireball now?
Tharavel just sort of very, very calmly says, don't move a muscle. We need to find the source. One head isn't enough. It will just regrow.
Anna starts breathing heavily and puts his cloak up over his head.
Okay. It sort of if you're standing still, it's still looking around. It comes in the room more, and starts sort of kind of sniffing around. It then sort of goes towards the bars. It sort of chews through the metal of the bars, and it sort of pops its head out. An alien sort of kind of moment maybe where there's this head sort of kind of very close to one of yours. I'll do one more of these. It then sort of comes back again and then starts to go back into the tunnel and go back whence it came.
Anno telepathically says again, "What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?"
Did we, whenever I was in the tunnels before, did we know where the tunnel? I think you mentioned
one of the tunnel. So the tunnel goes from. I think it's like one of the main temple. Basically that big.
Yeah, there's a big temple where all the refugees were being held.
Yeah, and then and then the other part took you to his cell, and then there was another tunnel, but it had a cave in, so you're not sure where it goes.
Did you I'm pretty sure you mentioned whenever the cave in happened, the ground that was above it collapsed.
Yeah.
They were like there was a building that was above it or something like that.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, I haven't really specified, I guess.
Yeah,
it's not, it's not super important, like, where these things are and stuff. It's just sort of, there is an additional tunnel. It's got a cave in. You can see that something's sort of effectively drilled through that cave in. It's enough for this head they've come through, and obviously it's found you guys and has started to make its way back.
So you say this is that? Well, yeah. So basically, we wouldn't be able to actually get through the hole that it's come through then.
At this moment in time, though, when it grows, yes, because it'll need more space. But
it will not grow. So yeah, Tharavel says we need to get topside and find out where that other tunnel leads to, because that is the direction of the body, the source of the Hydra. If we can inform the others, then we will do so, but we mustn't attract attention.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'll be very specific about this. If the Red Witches see you cast a magic, they'll know something's up. If the Hydra sees lots of things happening, it may cotton on that it's being sussed, and then shit will go down. So you need to be careful.
Anna will say again, and when we do find and tell the others, what is the plan?
But
do we meet back here?
We converge. We need to converge on the area that it's in and sever the heads, burn them. Fire will destroy it. Acid, anything that burns it.
You'll be aware from killing one before that it has a sort of as much as it looks like it's falsely named a Hydra because of its shape. It's sort of more fungus than beast, and it has effectively like a heart that can be taken out. If you can destroy the heart, then it'll take out all of the heads as well. The heads themselves, if you take like a Hydra, if you take one off, 3 more will come back. Unless you burn them, yeah. Which you'll be aware because you've dealt with it before, so it's not something you need to roll on.
So we know how to kill it. We just need to find where the body is, where we can strike at the heart. Once we find that information, we can put together a proper plan.
So do we go in search of this body or inform the others first?
I say we go in search of the body. If we stumble upon the others, then we tell them. But I don't think we have time to go looking for them.
So do we head back into the tunnel then? If that's where it was coming from?
The tunnels collapsed, and we don't know where it leads to. So we need to find out where that tunnel leads. So I don't know whether that means we need to go to the archives or speak to somebody above.
I can keep us invisible for an hour if we should need to be extra stealthy.
That will come in handy.
Again, be careful of the red witches with magic.
No, there's no one down there right now.
Downstairs, I thought you were going to be invisible up on the surface.
I'm just saying, like, if we were going into the tunnels, but if we cast invisibility now and then go up, no one will be able to see us. But it's
well, I mean, the thing is, I think with what we've got at the minute with the pass without trace, you can't be detected. That was the other thing, actually. It was like that thing's trying to do perception on us, and it can't do it because you can only be detected by magical means.
Yeah, well, it's a magical perception. There you go. You can't have it's got to have some sort of storyline. If you guys listen, I'm invisible, you can't do anything, then it's not gonna be enjoyable for you or for me. So.
Kind of the game.
No. It's terrible. You can't be tracked by anything but magic. You can be seen.
Oh, you can be perceived, yeah. Okay,
yeah. You can be perceived. Pass without trace. It basically just makes you extra stealthy. You can still be seen. You're not invisible or anything like that. It just makes you really, really quiet. So we don't leave any tracks behind, and we can't be tracked. But everything else, it's just like super stealth.
Oh yeah, so if you're standing out in the open, you can still be seen and stuff. It's just
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just when
Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. So what are you doing? You going back into the tunnel? Are you going up to the surface again?
I think we need, unless you can think of another way of where to find where that tunnel leads. I think we need to go back to the up top.
I have one option, but it's risky. And
I'm all ears.
It would only be able to be two of us. You may recall I have two.
Oh?
Arno then starts saying, you may recall you've seen me pass between dimensions.
Yes.
I can teleport us up to a distance of 500 feet, anywhere that I know, anywhere that I can visualize. If we make our way to the collapsed tunnel and we make a decent judgment of how big the collapse is, we could appear on the other side. But if we don't appear in a space that is not blocked, it could be more harmful than the risk. What do you think?
Risk is a bit more fun, but we could maybe add to that. You say two, but could one of us go into your ring?
Yeah.
And that means we could bring a third.
Arno says,
or two of you could go into the ring,
and
he's taller than you are.
I'm afraid not. Let's just say there's only access to my ring tomorrow.
It's not in the mood.
not in the mood. No.
Arkham mode engaged.
He's got a
He will
headache.
say, he will say
It's this day. I'm rushing things.
unless
sore because they haven't
when
used it.
did I go into the ring with Lecky?
It was
With Barty. It wasn't today though, was it? So
It was a couple of days back.
yeah.
Well, okay, all right. If in that case, he says, "Well, unfortunately, I cannot just send one of you into my ring. I have to come with you, and when I leave, you will have to leave as well."
Okay. That is an option, but again, I think we've fought one of these, and although that this isn't fully matured, I don't know if 2 of us will be enough.
I thought we were merely trying to find where it resides.
Oh, okay. If you want to, the intention is to go there and be unseen. That I can do. In the meantime, we could send Ceravel up to possibly find the others.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you on how long the tunnel was and how much of it collapsed?
Pass. Next question.
It was quite a long tunnel from what I remember we were talking about. Quite a long tunnel. You did see light at the other end, but I don't think you saw anything else.
But I mean, what was it, 500 feet you can?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said it would be more than 500 feet if you could see light.
Yeah.
Well, could you at least guess how long we would have to traverse to get to the end of that tunnel you saw?
As in walking, or?
As in distance. The way my magic works is I must commune with the forces to be descriptive in my mind of where we need to exit this dimension. If I say 272 feet in a straight line, then that is where we will appear. So you need to be accurate in your thoughts, or
Wait, I'm assuming that's probably going to be something I would need to roll for.
Yeah, you could go down there and you'd roll on, I guess, investigate, or would it be survival?
No, well, he can't see it now, so he's already seen it. So I think he'll be trying to recall how
history. Yeah,
how
roll.
long he thought that-
Roll me a history check then.
All right.
This is not a good idea.
Crit fail. I know exactly how far it is. All right, 70.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not fully specific, but you're reckoning sort of 350 feet.
About 100 meters, basically.
Yeah.
Arno shrugs. He says, "Well, if you're confident enough, I trust you not to push me off a bridge this time." And he smiles.
And there was me thinking you've forgotten about that. Well, if you put your trust in me and I put my trust in you, we'll see what happens. And hopefully we'll see you on the other
friend in me.
There's just one thing. You couldn't crack that lock. And we need to get back on the other side.
Can we try again?
Yes, I guess you can try again.
From this side.
My
The thing is, I thought I was proficient in thieves' tools, but apparently not.
my roll 20's bad at the moment.
Dexterity.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, that's right. So you go click click, and it opens up this time.
All right. I guess we say good luck to Ciravel, and say we'll find them. And then they make their way to the edge of the tunnel quietly, and Arno casts invisibility on him and Tharavel.
Okay. The pass without trace. How long does it last for?
Ages. I think
So-
it's an hour.
Creating up to 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
1 hour.
All right. That's fine.
So we've got invisibility for an hour and pass without trace for an hour. So we will be extra sneaky.
Yeah.
We cannot be seen
Okay.
or heard.
Okay. Right. No probs. Right. So you guys are going into the tunnels. Let's go to others. Is actually, while we're here, is there any inclination that you are going to recall Saren and or Lance, by the way?
Well, Barty has the sending stone, so it's his choice.
Okay.
Yeah, but
We'll go back to Barty, Brother Gadden, and Niasil, I guess. What?
timey-wimey.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Brother Gadden sort of made his way back after a training session. Training session with the.
Wait, am I babysitting Niasil?
No, Niasil's with Brother Gadden. Not Brother Gadden. No,
He is
Niasil's
Brother
with.
Gadden.
Yeah, you are Brother Gadden. Niasil is with. Actually, yeah, he
Barty.
is. Is he with Barty? Oh no!
Well,
the curse of Gregor continues. He's with somebody. He's with one. He is. Here was me.
Yeah.
Because I
Because
didn't. Yeah, because I did the last time I checked, I didn't take him.
Yeah, he'll be with
specifically
Barty.
to go with him.
He'll be with Barty then.
He was with Arno and Barty originally, but then since more shit started happening, we can always say that he went off in your care or something.
Well, no, because I think I'd need that flavor.
Okay.
Need to figure it
we'll
out.
keep him.
He's with Barty at this moment in
So,
time. Yeah.
Soda and Hooch style.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
The baby,
Is
the
he-
nice
he's
little
human-
side
he's-
baby there.
He's in Gregor form though, isn't he? He's not
Yeah, he's not rage beasted yet. Well,
Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigel form.
I-
We don't call him
So-
Gregor anymore.
So a couple of things then. So if the training's happened, that means in the space of 3 days, have we bolstered the infirmary so that it's ship shape, or
Yeah,
is it still a shit hole?
yeah, no, you'll have. I haven't rolled anything on it yet, but it's
Roll on it.
I can't at the minute because my my roll 20 is a black screen telling me jump gate loading critical hits, and it's not loading at the minute. So
If
Critical
we
fail.
can get him now.
can't do anything. So yeah, there will be a roll, and you'll get a certain amount of. Did I say there was 200 monks?
Yep.
Okay, roll me. So you got 2 successes out of 3. Roll me 2d20. Roll me 2d20.
1 second. Oh, good sake, stop it. 2d20s.
17 and 17. Okay, you have got 34 trained, not perfectly trained, but they know a bit more about medicine and helping than they did in those 2 days. 34 of them out of the 200.
So in that case, I think it was something very possessed about the fact that he couldn't be the only healer, and he'd have flashbacks of being probably the only medic in the war zone, stopping and trying to stop on a tide of never-ending wounded and dead. So, and at that point, he'd come out after repeating his probably 20th lecture on how to cauterize a wound, and giving a live example, he'd probably have stepped out of the cloisters, looking for the paladin, the head cleric at that point,
Okay.
just to see what's going on.
So the guy you talked to originally.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've done your training session with them. He comes up to you. He's still looking slightly confused. Because he's got this sort of new burden which he isn't used to. Like, he feels like this shouldn't be his job, but so he's a bit sort of out of sorts in that he's had to go and sort out other things that aren't generally his remit. And he comes back and says, "So how successful were you, brother?"
I can't tell for certain because some of them don't even know how to write, let alone read. So I can say that out of your 200 students, I'm probably about, say, 40 of them can actually patch up a wound. Everybody else should probably just wipe and be told to boil things and sterilize them at the best, provided they don't burn themselves while making hot water. But yeah. Oh, why do you look stressed? You look like the High Paladin. You look like you've been through the ringer.
He looks at you. Are you? Oh, wait a minute. Have you got things in your ears, by the way?
No, I don't.
You won't be.
He wouldn't. He doesn't know.
Okay, so you won't know who the High Paladin is either.
Okay, good. That's fine.
Yep.
So in that case, you look really stressed. I could think the toll of you having to man this bastion is probably, it's taking its toll on you. Have you had a chance to rest?
He says, "Brother Gatton, I don't know if it's just something strange. It's like deep down in my bones, I feel like this isn't my job. I have a high rank in this, but to run this entire sanctuary? No. I am this. It's the oddest thing how I am in this position. It makes no sense to me. But yet,
I think that is doubt filling your head and telling you all sorts of nasty things when you know full well that you've been capable of doing this since you're a wee little babe. I suggest you go get some kip, have a bit of something sweet and sour to eat, and then get your energy back, because you, sir, are definitely the man for the job, because I've never seen somebody so capable of doing it like you."
Yeah, he what was that? Would that be? Are you deceiving him, or do you believe that?
Well, I don't know anything about the High Paladin as far as I'm concerned.
I think it's persuasion.
Yeah,
It's not persuasion if I'm lawfully good and therefore believe that he is the man for the job.
Okay.
It's persuasion.
It's not.
Why?
Because I would have to think that I'm trying to persuade him to do it, whereas I'm just making a statement. It's up to
him if he believes
Matt
you.
if he wants to.
Yeah.
He can choose it, but I'm not trying to persuade him. I'm just
No.
telling him
I mean, but the persuasion role is for him to take your words to heart.
That would be a charisma. I wouldn't. I don't know, because like if it's a persuasion role,
it's
performance.
Not. It doesn't have to be active. No, it doesn't have to be active persuasion. It's just it's either active persuasion or it's just you roll it when you're saying something and you don't know how the person you're talking to is going to react.
Actually, true. Yeah, fine, cool.
Okay, yeah, roll it.
I'm not rolling it though.
All right,
yeah, it was your words. Your words.
Okay, fine. Well, he's gonna say he doesn't really care what the chap says. Oh, I don't even know his name. I'm gonna call him Luther. He seems like a Luther.
Okay,
Brother Luther.
Brother Luther.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
So persuasion. Oh, good.
He looks at you with a partial smile. And he goes, "You give me too much credit, brother, but thank you for what it's worth. I will, though, maybe have a lie down." And sort of takes himself off to
Wait, before you go, so I'm done with teaching them. They need to rest anyway. But have you figured out how to barricade the rest of the infirmary and make sure that there's no, incoming intrusions, or have you actually managed to sort that out?
He that sort of like semi sort of that little bit of confidence that he had sort of dissipates as soon as you sort of mention the walls and stuff, and he just looks completely lost. He says, "Brother Gaddon, I look after the temples and think."
I do it. You just point me to your quartermaster. I do it. Don't worry. Luther, you go take a sleep.
Yeah, he says in the south, and I can't point it to you because my fucking thing's not working. In the south, there's like this little E-shaped. There's like an E-shaped building with like a thing there. The quartermaster is down there, and he should be able to help with anything that's need supplies for the walls and
he would have come through at least a fair few times to help supply stuff. We would have known. Would he have known his name eventually through osmosis?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Cool. Then in that case, we call him Stanley the quartermaster.
Stanley. Okay, Brother Luther and Stanley the quartermaster.
So then he just like him being this like gregarious Lynn and screaming out, "Hey Stanley, I need to talk with you." Just walks all the way down towards the quartermaster, where he's pretty much gung ho pell mell to look for Stanley because he wants to be productive after talking people's ears off and splicing things open from pigs to whatever's around.
Finally he's fucking open. The quartermaster says, Brother Gaddon, what brings you down here? What do you need?
Have you not noticed that there's still gaping walls across our infirmary? Well, gaping infirmary walls, and to that matter, have you bolstered any other walls that are still open, or are we too busy having chit-chat about which lance is bigger?
I don't know if you understand what my job is here, Brother Gaddon. I provide supplies. I do not build fucking walls.
Oh, well, I'm not asking you to build walls. I'm just wondering if you managed to get the supplies. I'll find out who needs to build the walls.
He says, we do have supplies that you can use to buttress the walls. You'll need to talk to one of the builders to help with that. There are many of the civilian populace who have masonry skills who can be used, if you so should wish, to buttress and reinforce the walls of this establishment.
Stanley, look, listen. Seems a bit stupid, but like, shouldn't somebody already be taking care of that? Or has Luther been doing everything?
Brother Luther is a shell of a man. He came down here and asked me for some of my special brew. That's how much of a problem he's in right now. Whatever has happened is stressing him out. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know why he's in charge. Part of me thinks somebody else should be in charge, but apparently it's him.
Don't be stupid. No, he's definitely the man for the job, otherwise he wouldn't be in the first place. He's a very knowledgeable chap and he's got a good head on him. So I don't know, this is really weird anyway that everybody says that he shouldn't be having this job in the first place. Right? And also I find it really weird that nobody is actually taking charge of like shoring up our defenses when surely there's supposed to be like some horde coming to attack us, and like, God, how long has it been since I've been in the infirmary? Like, it feels like it's been days. I don't know. Anyways, we've got an imminent attack. Have you not? I mean, I'm not going to, berate your capabilities. I'm just wondering what is going on. It feels like it's just suddenly all falling apart.
I don't leave these quarters, Brother Gaddon. All I can say is, supplies come in, I organize them, I put them over there, I tell people to put them over there, and that is all I know. If you want supplies, I can give them to you. That's all I can give you, though.
Alright, don't get irate, okay? In that case, who's next in line to support Luther? I should
It
have them and ask them.
It's chain of command wise.
That doesn't look like Stanley knows. So, does it
Uh,
look like Stanley knows?
well, it doesn't look like the DM knows. I'm trying to think.
And listen. It seems like you're having a hard time about this. How about this? Do you remember seeing my friends, the halfling Arno, or the two elf twins, or at least, well, three elves in one place? That's a bit suspicious, you know. And a human like you, Barty. Have you seen him around?
Where are you, Barty? By the way.
That's a great question. I'm probably back in the library trying to work out where False Hydra might be.
Okay.
Hide themselves
Where?
away. We found some rocks there, didn't we, last time?
Okay. Right. So, I don't know. We'll say one of his little sort of helper monkeys. Stan. I think I saw him in around the library. What are you doing in the library, son? You can't even read. But you know, there's nice picture books and stuff in there. And he's all right. Well, I
Matt
guess.
finally lost it. He's talking to himself.
Listen, you know, you should probably
It's only a
get
matter
him-
of
Only be
time.
made redundant.
It was
Stanley-
only a matter of time.
Stanley, you should probably go get him to read something because, as far as I'm concerned, a quartermaster who doesn't have a single flyer who happens to know what A, B, and C is, let alone 1, 2, 3, is. a bit
He
concerned,
doesn't
you
need
know.
to read. All he needs to do is put that over there. No, over there.
Oh, okay,
can't-
okay. Just leave. I'll leave me. I'm going to the library. Thank you for your help, Stanley. And just walks away like just.
You hear him sort of shouting at the boy. Going, no, you absolute idiot. No, I said to put it over there, not there. There.
And no wonder why humans are extinct in my realm. So he heads over to the library, looking for Barty. If he remembers who Barty is.
Yes, you will know who Barty is. You can. We're on day 6. Let me just check my table. We are on day 6. Effects. Okay, so. Alright, I will roll that at the end of the day. Okay, so, yeah, you make your way. You can roll me a perception check as you're sort of wandering around looking at the surrounding area, I guess.
Perception check. Okay. Why is this the case that I'm trying to do a perception check and it doesn't quite work out? There we go. I didn't win.
Yeah, you're not sort of noticing anything odd or out of place and stuff. You're sort of trying to look around, see if you can see any, odd things again, but you're not really catching anything.
Nope. Doesn't catch a single thing because he's too focused on something. So he just goes heads straight to the library, the source of where he's originally his original investigations, and he's so already he's quiet. Doesn't say anything, but glides through the many bookshelves until he ends up spotting he imagines Niasil, a big hulking figure.
Yeah, it's quite
Gregor form.
Yeah. You see, it's not a huge library, so it's not you're gonna get lost or anything. You sort of find Barty sat there pondering, going through different books, using some of his magic now and again to sort of kind of get other books out of shelves and things and move them around. He's just sort of deeply engrossed in his reading.
He clears his throat, standing sort of about a foot or two away from Barty.
Oh, hello, Gadden. You've come and found me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Somehow I just saw the sorry state of the forces infirmary and felt the need to teach them how to cauterize his wounds. I'm so sorry, it just brain rotted. The brother Luther, though, seems to be somewhat under the pressure and strain from leadership.
Have you got things in your ears, by the way?
Barty would have had a tiny hut erected. So him and Niacil would have been under a like semi-transparent like blue dome, and seeing Gadden, he'll dispel it and allow him to come closer, and then
Read it. Okay.
bring it back up again so the sound can't get through.
Okie dokie.
It is. It's good that you were trying to improve the state of affairs. Is there any news on the special guest?
What special guest?
The Hydra, the false Hydra, whatever it is.
That's one
Gadden
here.
doesn't know anything.
That's there's one here. He immediately pulls out his mace, light blood, and then he tries to will it fire just to see.
We're not with us in the courtyard when Farival returned.
Yeah, I think was he there?
Oh, was he?
No, it wasn't. He wasn't there.
Okay. So
Oh my goodness. Well, sit down. I have news.
Okay.
You need to warn him off the magic as well.
Good news.
Good
Good news,
And
everyone.
it's just, and he's just like, wait. And he just as he's about to light up Lightbringer, he's like, puts it back and he says, "Okay, tell me."
Somewhere in the sanctuary, a false Hydra is gestating and growing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably from when Arno spilled its seed all over the floor.
Shut
The
up, Dick.
plan was to split up into groups and to try and find its source. So obviously I came to the library to look at schematics and see if we can find, like we found that void.
I think I have an idea, but before he says anything, once upon a time, Gadden would have thought something similar, but not a Hydra, a false Hydra, just something that is sounding of description. It's a giant plant. It's a carnivorous plant that used to live in the deep, dark hells, and he's just going to reach for that
Basically, no.
thought. So he's just going to reach for it, and he says, "I don't know. In my land, a pure Hydra basically lives in these dark, dank, wet places. It allows them to properly cocoon themselves so that they can really become this monstrosity. And then every time, without fail, people will be lured to it just by the thought of being able to extrapolate any, mythical substance from it, whether it is its poison, its scales, its teeth, but it's always in a dark place. And if it's true here, a Hydra will also be somewhere inside deep in this like dark cavernous place. So in your schematics, just look for something, a place that is dark, has access to a sewer as well,
A drain.
moisture. Yes, but
Okay.
enough that where there's a little bit of light to escape, but not too accessible, because this fucker will probably hide. That's what I'm just thinking anyway. And the only time that I've ever fought a Hydra was when we went out on a hunting party, determined to bring back a trophy, and instead brought our own dead back."
Okay.
Okay. Well, I've taken the liberty of contacting Lance, the Sending Stone. I told him about there's a false Hydra somewhere here, and that he should approach with caution if he wishes to return.
But whether
It might be safer to stay away.
where the twins and Arnold then? And then where's Saren?
They've gone looking for the false Hydra.
Sirens with Lance.
Wait,
Sounds with
no.
Lance.
But did they go down?
The twins.
Did
And
they go
Arno.
down? Yeah.
I do not know where they've gone. I assume they've gone looking.
Okay. Fine.
Barty knows that you should know that the Arno was going to the cells and the twins were going to the passageways because it was talked about in the
Yeah,
courtyard.
it said in the.
Okie doke.
Yeah, you were there, so
Yeah.
in Discord, Arno said that he was, going to stuff.
Well, they've already made a way, I suppose, towards the bowels of the sanctuary,
You
the
know,
cells and the tunnels.
and in the schematics, this does not show the cells where what's adjacent to it nearby, because I'm pretty sure there's something dark and dank nearby, probably a sewer that leads
It-
towards an underground river.
I'd imagine it would show it all. It showed us that party room.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sex tent.
Because yeah, that thing, the one that allowed all our sexy friends to come through and decide to give us an anti-magic hoo-ha.
Are you?
Interesting use that word. Yes.
Do you want to roll
In
a history
strange
to see if you remember it, or you just want to go and find it again?
No, he's not gonna go find it. He's not gonna go find it. No, not that I want to go find it. I think, again, I'm now reminded of why it was that I suddenly decided that, well, we took a detour. What about the witches? I mean, the last time we had this, we couldn't even find the sigils that are on them. Did you solve it?
Oh my goodness! Do you not feel it?
No.
Like
I
I've
didn't-
just literally cast tiny hut around you.
Oh shit! Second. And then he just got he
I was
casts a
levitating
cantrip light.
books. I was levitating books off the
And
shelf.
he casts light, blinding light,
There you go.
shuts it.
The magical force. It's like a tingling.
Okay,
It's up your fingers
okay,
and down.
okay. He
down your
stretches
trousers.
his hands. Listen,
Now, be careful.
I know.
The
I
red
have a
witches
feeling.
don't know
That's fine.
that we have
I-
the magic pack.
That's fine because they
cannot
don't
know.
need. They cannot know. But I
be careful.
I need one thing to do. I don't know if they can do it, but I need to be able to see everything, and I have a spell I need to play. Otherwise, if I don't, then I won't be of any use to you guys. I'm stupid. I'm not smart like you. I just have practicality. At least if I'm stupid, I can point out things.
Just cast the damn spell.
I He just
But be
whacks his
careful
tail,
where you cast in the
Touch.
future.
and he touches himself. He casts True Seeing.
The willing creature you touch. So Isaac
Is myself.
made for mushroom powder, suffering and fat has consumed the spell. Bill gives you a willing creature you touch ability to see things that it actually with the duration. As they are. Oh, okay, cool. Right. The creature has on a true sight, notices secret doors hiding in magic, and can see in the ethereal plane all range 120 feet. Cool. All right. 1 hour. Nice.
Yeah. Do you have the
I have-
components?
I
Do you
do,
have the
yeah.
components? Alright,
I do,
cool.
yeah. And it's the only time I have this component. So I don't have 25 gold anymore. Actually no, I had the ointment that cost 25 gold. So okay. So he casts the spell, consuming the ointment, inhaling it actually, rather than actually eating it along with the other
Just
things.
swallowing it all.
No, he just does it straight in. But afterwards, as he casts the finishing spell, the incantation he mutters is not of this world. And suddenly, as he finishes, he opens his hands, he splays them out, and as he does this, the eye, illuminative eye, comes across his head as well. It flashes for a minute, then disappears.
Okay.
Right,
At least there
I
were
see
worse
shit.
ways to use that ointment.
done.
Nice.
Okay. I need you both to roll me perception, please.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Perception. Ain't gonna believe it.
Would you
Oh,
give me
dear.
advantage because I have True Seeing now?
Yes. Go on then.
Okay, cool.
Barty. Barty gets a prickle up the back of his neck, and his 7 becomes a 19.
Okay. You hear sort of like a gruff draconic voice sort of within the library, and then another sort of feminine voice as well, as if there's people coming into the library themselves. You are guessing that it's a red witch and one of the red witches and her retinue.
We can notice the school of, well, depends on how you want to rule this, but True Seeing notices hidden by it's just magic. And can you see anything ethereal around them? Like,
No, like you notice, like you don't see them yet because you're behind some bookshelves and stuff like that. But I guess you might see like a flare, a red flare coming up, as the red witch sort of walks in your direction.
I'm gonna sit down now. And then he sits down
Shit.
casually, and then brings out a flagon, and then just proceeds.
I'm gonna have to dispel this quickly. Put some cotton in your ears or something. It's like he just grabs some
Okay,
like
cool.
balls
He
of
just
wax.
rips. No, he rips out something and just rips off one of his cloths and shoves it in his ears really quickly.
Nice.
That's what true sight is. What you can
Yeah.
actually see from that.
So a creature with true sight can out to a specific range see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures, and objects automatically detect visible illusions. Yeah, okay, so you'll be able to see the the Hydra pretty much wherever.
And succeed on saving throws against them as
Okay.
well. It seems.
Okay, cool. Right. Right. So yeah, she sort of comes round the corner, and looks at you, sort of sitting there reading your books. She looks slightly like she's got this face on her, like something's up, something's odd. She's the one who she knows, she's the one who knows about the false Hydra. So it's not about the fact that there's cotton in your ears or wax in your ears and stuff. She's just like, I had the strange feeling in this room. And she sort of
smell.
She looks at you both, and I'm just gonna roll.
I tend to smell when I'm horny.
She looks at you both just sitting there. You're just reading books and things, and then she sort of tilts her head slightly, then shakes it off and goes, "Have you found anything with this beast that stalks this place?"
We're currently looking for its lair. We have a party searching in person, and I'm trying to find some clues.
I did suggest to my colleague that a wet, dark, dank place deep underground would be the best place for it to gestate.
And the Red Witch looks.
How are you all talking, by the way? If everyone's ears.
Oh shit! Yeah. Right.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang
So
on.
what we'll say is she sort of comes in and sort of does the same thing she did before, where she sort of cast that little bubble.
I was trying to visualize.
Yeah. So she sort of she bubbles again, and then has this conversation with you. You take them out. She
Once again, we are in your Dettel VCR.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we had her named. So she sort of looks to the side. She says, roll me an insight check, both of you.
God.
Bollocks.
Yeah. Yeah, Bartholomew's just like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's like, completely like, he's like, oh, she's sexy. And whereas brother Gaddon's like, she's like, up here, bro. She's up here, Pringle, up here. Whereas brother Gaddon, you're like, she knows something. You just sort of, but obviously you get that impression because she's not meant to. You've dispelled or at least changed the wards around, but that would infer that she's been here before, or something's been here for, and for her, you get the impression that maybe she knows more about this place than she lets on, and she's got this look about herself that she might know something.
So yeah, we were just saying that, it'd be great to just gestate, like the creature, the Hydra, if we're looking for it, is going to be deep in the bowels, gestating somewhere in near like a dark place like the sewer or dungeon underneath the sanctuary, which I don't think should be the case for some place holy, but you never know. I think Brother Luther would know much about that.
She she sort of paces over to one of the bookshelves and sort of runs her finger across some of the volumes that are there and sort of picks one out, and throws, opens it up, and there's like a map of the map of the complex, and she says, "Oh, maybe we can find something in this book that might help us."
Oh? You seem so confident that that book might be helpful to us. As if we haven't done our due diligence and found something else like an actual map or a historical record somewhere.
No, Brewgard. Let's not.
Sorry, I'm very under tense,
Turn
I've
our
been
noses
teaching
up at all
idiots.
help.
I've been teaching idiots how to cauterize a wound for like 3 straight days. My temper and my patience is somewhat pale. So,
Yes.
sorry. Please.
Yeah. She says, maybe it's, and she sort of kind of does this thing with her hand. Oh, maybe it's here, and she points to this sort of subsection of the complex, which is it's where the dead bodies or sort of taken out of the or taken out and in of the complex, and it's sort of, or whereabouts we're going to say it is. It's going to be near one of these gatehouses. So we will say it is in the west. Not in the west, in the east. On the east side, there is there's like a sub-layer. Put draw a rectangle red. Boop. So there's like a subsection here, which has like a tunnel that sort of goes out onto the moat, and that's where they sort of kind of ferry in and out, sort of like where they ferry out the dead bodies whenever they sort of have expired within the sanctuary. Some of them are stored down there. They have a sort of crypt as well for like relics and things like that, but that's probably going to be your best bet. That sort of adheres to your description of where you think it could be.
That's a good place. That's a good place to basically hide if you wanted to, get rid of people whilst you're, I guess infiltrating a place. I would also probably just stay there as a hider, if I'll be honest. Lots of food and flesh. Who knows who's been lost in there?
She says, she looks at you both and says, so, deal with it.
Well, why don't you go there and confirm that it is there? We'll go and get the rest of our party and meet you down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how quickly you found that location, to be honest with you. Did Zavros show you?
She sort of steps back and says, "What do you know of Zavros?"
Sorry, did I say Zavros? No. I said, who showed you?
Roll deception.
Can I help? Oh no, he doesn't need any help. Brilliant, brilliant.
Nice.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, she's just like on a zero as well. 0 deception. So she's just like, oh sorry, ignore me. Ignore me. I can't go down there. I have to see to Lord Kiamat. Just want to make sure.
Oh?
Just want to make sure that you and your friends are aware of where it could be and are dealing with it quickly. The longer we stay, the longer it gestates, the bigger it gets, and the more risk we are all in. Magic or nay, I cannot protect us all.
What of your sister witches?
They
There are
can.
many of
They can. You know, the four she's in the thing. The other 5 cannot know about this. This is. They need to be. And she stops a bit and she says, elsewhere. They have other duties. And I have duties as well. Therefore, it is up to you and your friends to deal with this. And deal with it quickly. Before
Sure.
anybody catches wind and it understands that it has been found, because if it sees that we know where it is, and if it finds out that we are aware, then all hell will break loose in this place, and whoever it can manipulate, it will, and we will have pure carnage within this sanctuary. It will take us down with it.
British. It's okay. Don't worry. You're in the presence of professional monster killers. So just go about your business. You and your sisters do whatever you need to do. We'll handle everything downstairs. And yeah, it'll be all sorted. Provided, of course, that, we're not interfered, you know?
You'd have thought that such a little trivial thing as death would get you all riled up.
You don't. She looks at you and her eyes sort of flash red, and she says, "You have no idea what death is, human. I have seen it. I have passed through it. I have returned. I do not wish to be back there again. Now go and deal with it before you make me angry."
I like her. She sounds sexy.
Very well. Let us go find the others.
Okay,
Perhaps one of her friends will be more cooperative.
maybe.
Okay, so she unbubbles the area, and then sort of walks off, and sort of looks back at you both quizzically, and sort of with a bit of a scowl, and then sort of marches out of sight, from the library.
Do I have? I don't have message yet. Oh well. And obviously that's too much magic, isn't it? I don't have message. It's fine.
Nice.
He just gestures at that point to Barty and then to lead the way because this buffoon doesn't know where he's going.
Let's go. We could find another quiet place and try and scry on Arno. Try and work out where they are, and then. Oh, do you want to try and get to the cells and work backwards? See if we can find them.
I can. Can you ritual cast? I don't know if you
I think
rituals
you
cast
can.
scrying.
Just takes
10 minutes. It's 10 minutes to ritual cast.
10
it.
minutes.
I'm
I've got the crystal ball.
Right then. Let's find another place then to go quiet. Scry for Arno, and then also
Right.
probably scry for
It's a cozy ring.
Seren and Lance. Because we don't know where Seren and Lance is, do we?
They're out. We just know they're out on an adventure. Like they've gone to collect supplies.
Well, the thing is, you can send a message and he can send one back, can't he? So we might as well go back there now then. So Lance, what's the message you're sending him? Obviously.
So the message was that a false Hydra has been discovered in the sanctuary, and if you totally understand if you don't come back, you should probably stay away. But if you do, just be careful. Be very, very careful.
Okay, so they're on day 6. Day 6 got you where? Let me have a think here. Let's see. So boop. 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 Yeah, I think you would have to. Oh, that's the wrong map, I think. This one? Yeah, there it is. So it's up to yourselves. You would have got to Quickfield when you got the message. obviously sorted that out. So Summerfield and Pilgrim's Rest won't have been dealt with at this moment in time.
Saren,
Hmm.
we have received a message. It appears that there may be a false Hydra back at the sanctuary.
This is our chance to leave.
Hydra.
Yes,
I don't believe I've ever encountered one of those.
it's probably a good thing for you. This will be my fourth.
4?
They are a curious monster. They breed from spores. They are somewhere between a fungus and animal, and they feed on people,
Oh,
but they do so by lulling people into a sort of odd state with their song. You don't know they're there. You don't know things it doesn't want you to know. You forget people it consumes.
oh.
They are pernicious, and once they have grown, they are dangerous directly. Otherwise, they're dangerous indirectly because they can direct those that are under their spell to attack others and feel and to believe things that aren't true.
I would ask if we have any idea of how old it is, but we've been out for many days, so
I
it could have been there for a
suspect,
long time.
I suspect not. I suspect it is younger than that, because a false Hydra is what was associated with our friend the Bard's brother, and was what in that. And I believe the spores were what Arno had. What was in his bag? The one that Arno had that little incident with.
Oh yes, the bag incident, yes.
Oh, I just thought about
Yeah.
this because you've been away and Arno sent Cyril and Eldareth away.
Yeah.
Away.
And to the west. So would have
Yeah.
she have gone to? Would have they have gone to Quickfield?
It
I
is
sent-
entirely possible.
I
But
sent
she
them
may have.
west. They would have gone surely through Quickfield to Lightview.
But what day
And then
did
Whitewood.
did you
Yeah,
send
would
them?
we have crossed paths with them?
I sent them on day 3. As soon as we found out there was
No,
the
you
false
said that you. Oh yeah. So when did you?
No, it was just before I found out the false Hydra. Yeah. It was. I think
You
it was
sent them away because
day
you didn't
4.
want them for there for the siege.
Yeah. And then we found out. Yeah, exactly. So it would have been
Right.
either start of day 4 maybe, or end of day 3.
Okay. So they're not there yet then, I guess, but it would take them a day to get there, so they'd be on day 5 or 5, I guess. So you're on the end. You're on day 3. So
Yeah, they wouldn't know.
actually, no.
We would have bypassed.
Ignore me. You're on day 6. Aren't you? You're on day 6 because you spent 3 days in the fields.
Yeah, we
You're,
spent
Yeah.
3 days.
So you're on day 6. So it's up to 10. Sorry, it's not day 3. You're on day 6, and then it takes the 10 to get you back into the thing. So it's basically you got 4 days. The last 4 days there. Day 6 is when you sent Cyril, because you were all on day 6 is where everybody was. That's when Tharvol got back. Day 6.
Yeah, but I sent them before Tharvol.
Yeah, you sent him before Paravel because you sent him away as soon as you realised the siege was coming because you didn't want him
Yeah.
there. You didn't know how many people or anything
Oh
like that.
no, you're right. It was as soon as Tharvol came back because we found out that the siege was coming, and then
Yeah. So it's
Arno
day 6. So day 6, you're in Quickfield. So by the time you get there, it'll be day 7. So you're all on day 6 technically, and then it's up to them if they want to stick around and carry on with the other 2 places, or if they want to go back in day 6 and we'll knock them off the thing.
So that's what I'm trying to have a conversation about.
Yep.
So, it is a problem because everyone we have sent to the keep potentially
It's food.
is under, well, at the very least, is under its sway. So
This is a problem.
if we, I mean, ideally, the others may find and destroy it, in which case we're fine. And we should carry on to the other villages. But
We have no guarantee.
we don't. And at the moment, I'm probably the most experienced person at dealing with these things. So
Then I say perhaps this sounds suicidal, but perhaps we should return. If
it does
you
seem
are
like
the
an
one
idea.
with the most experience in dealing with these monstrosities, and the
So,
quicker we have extra help in the keep, the better, because every civilian we send, every man we send, is going to end up as food for this thing.
or as an enemy.
Yes.
It's true. Very well.
And
I
then
would
everything we've
caution
done
you
is in
though,
vain.
we don't know exactly where it is. So once we get within a couple of hours' ride, we should obstruct our ears because its song is what entraps you.
It's a siren of fungus.
Something like that. They're plants, so they are susceptible to physical damage and so on. But if they had multiple heads, and
Is it?
if you destroy a head, more will grow back.
Oh,
The trick is to find the core of it, the root of the plant, and destroy the central part, because
right.
that is the heart and the brain. That's
Am I to
when
assume,
I
like
freed
most
Cyril.
plants, it's susceptible to fire?
Yes, yes, it is. When I rescued Cyril, it was hiding in the cellar of a bar, and I liberally soaked it in all the most effective spirits they had, which seemed to make a point. But
I would mourn the loss of alcohol, but that does seem a noble sacrifice.
true, let's be honest, if you're food, you won't be doing any more drinking anyway.
This is true.
Remember, what is it they say about dragons? It probably applies here. Fear it because you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
Can we return?
you're returning them?
yes.
Okay. So it's going to take you with the horses, it's going to take you half a day to get back from Quickfield. So you're on day 6, so you're, we'll say,
we call it day 7-ish.
Yeah, we'll say start at day 7. You're sort of you get back there. We'll not complicate things and say you've bumped into Cyril and Eldrith and stuff. You maybe passed in the night or whatever, but you don't see them. So you make your way back. You're coming back. So right, you guys are on the tail end of day 6. They're coming back on day 7. Tharaval and Arno, you've gone down into the tunnel network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've gone down into the tunnel network, and you start making your way back towards the where the sort of caved in area tunnel is. You get there and you don't see anything of any note. You see through the sort of blocked area, there is a bit of light at the other end, albeit rather dim. Tharaval is not 100% sure, but pretty sure it's about 350 feet in that sort of direction. What are you doing?
Anna will quickly send another message and whisper very quietly, "Are you sure this is where the floating head originated from? Action.
Am I sure? Actually,
It came from that direction.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Then Arno will say 350 feet. You say. Do you tend to underestimate or overestimate?
Have you seen me shoot an arrow, brother? I rarely miss.
Very well. And Arno sort of reaches to grab Tharival, but because he's invisible, it takes him a few swipes of his hand.
Oh,
to-
Serval's not with you?
No.
No.
Okay.
Serval went up to find the others.
Okay, yep.
So finally, Arno grabs Tharival's wrist, forearm, or whatever. Hopefully.
My butt
He
cheek.
puts he look he
Goes
looks
a little bit too low.
he looks down and there's this
Tharival's
long
like,
shaft.
That's not my wrist.
He can't see it
That's
because he's
not my
invisible. So he doesn't know what he's
hand.
touching.
Okay, Arno grabs something. He's yeah. Well, let's just say he manages to grab you, and
Funny.
says, "Ready?" And
Ready.
he casts Dimension Door, sort of, and plans to exit 350 feet straight forward down this straight tunnel, slightly higher angle or whatever he was told, whether it was going down or straight or up, but 350 feet straight across. And he steps through the portal. You both smell, sulfur and everything, and then they attempt to exit. So now you tell us if that point is indeed.
He's rolling things.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. If you got over
Okay.
if you got over 90, I might have sort of fucked with you, but no, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay, so then they come out of this portal on 350 feet from that point. So what do we see?
Okay. So you come through you come through the portal and you come out into like an anteroom of another, where a tunnel sort of come into. It's a slightly bigger area. It's slightly damp and musty. You see some mushrooms sort of like, sort of growing around, and there's this dripping of water. You notice, because you've got your true sight on, you do
No, we
notice.
don't have true sight.
Oh, we don't have that.
Oh, yes, right, you don't have it.
That's
Okay.
only Gadden.
Okay, yeah. So roll me a perception check, both of you, then.
Oh, it rolled off an 18.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're just saying, as a Tharval, you notice that there are more like there's holes in the ceiling of this room, where no doubt the one or other of the heads has sort of made its way through. You also see two additional passageways that sort of lead off to the sort of south and to the southwest, southeast of where you are.
Arno, knowing full well that he's going to have to speak first to open up the telepathic
Lines of communication.
Yeah, he'll say, "What now?"
There are holes in the roofs that look like the one that has burrowed through the cave in, and I see two passageways. Do we split up or investigate one at a time?
Perhaps it would be wiser to stay together, but if you say time is of the essence,
Split the party.
I
it
got
opens
very
the
tribute.
sentence.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Let's think that we're going wrong.
And then he says again, he says, no, if we split up in this state of invisibility, it's too dangerous. If something would happen to me, you would lose your invisibility as well. And then we would both perish. Let us stay together.
Very well, but we must be swift. Pick left or right. Door number 1 or door number 2? Is there anything we should have noticed about the passageways?
Roll me. Roll me. Well, no, I suppose based on your perception. Roll me. Roll me a nature check.
Nature or survival?
Roll me survival then. Go on. Or nature's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You.
Oh,
Ooh.
Crit fails this time.
Okay. Arno, you you know, having sort of in your time, you know, like a bit of botany and the things, you know, fond of, you know, flowers and things like that. You sort of get this sort of scent of feel. It smells rotten, like one of the one in the south east smells slightly more musty and rotten, whereas the one to the south is clear. Tharaval, you are confident to the point of, you know, you need to go south.
So the south one is the one that doesn't smell.
The south is the one that doesn't smell, and that's the one Tharaval 100% wants to go down.
Okay, Arno will say, well, if it is down to me, it depends what we want to find. But I believe what we are looking for is to the southwest.
Southeast, sorry.
Southeast.
Yep.
I have to disagree, brother. The smell is rancid from that direction. This way is definitely to the south.
But isn't that the point?
Because you're a tracker and stuff like that, you're gonna be like super sure of yourself. You're gonna be offended that he doesn't believe you.
But surely, my friend, if the air stenches down that passage, surely that would suggest the location of this monster we seek.
You don't smell what he smells, by the way, so.
Yeah, so Tharaval sort of like sniffs the air and he's like, I smell nothing, brother. But the it looks like there are tracks and you know, markings to indicate to the south.
You can try and you can try and persuade him, Arno, but you'll need something really high because he is with the crit fail. He's like super. He's like totally zoned into his sort of tracking sort of sense. So you can try and persuade him, but you need something high to do it.
Yeah. With the smell and the urgency, Arno will say, if you don't smell anything, then you must trust my nose. Please believe me. And he rolls a 17 persuasion.
Would I need to counter it? What would counter it? Would he just a counter persuasion with advantage, maybe?
Why advantage? Because he was not one.
Yeah, because he not. Yeah, so with advantage. Yeah, roll me a
charisma save, maybe.
Well, his persuasion is your persuasion's pretty naff anyway, isn't it?
No, it's Hi.
Okay. Roll me it, and you get advantage because you're obviously you're not one. Ooh, 18, just over. So you, there's a little bit of doubt in your mind now, but you are still pretty confident that it's south. To the point that maybe we'll go off on your own then.
If we can't come to an agreement, brother, I think we may be better to split ways.
There's no way of finding you again, though. If I can't see you, I won't be able to communicate with you anymore. No, we must stay together. If you're confident of the South, I trust your judgment.
Can I do an insight? If he's getting a little bit of doubt, can I do an insight on?
Yeah, go on then. No, you're like, part of you is just like, no, I am Tharaval Eldon, ranger, just like, you fully forget that, all the other times where you've been wrong, and you're just like, nope, this is definitely it.
All right, let us go. But if we do not find what we seek, then we turn around and go back the other way.
Very well.
But we will find what we seek. Okay, so going south.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. So you start walking down south. The southern tunnel sort of takes you off. It's quite a long tunnel. There are a few sort of antechambers in there. When you're sort of going down there, nothing of any sort of note. You're not sort of seeing lots of signs of the Hydra being in that vicinity. You then come to a sort of, it's like not a cave, but it's sort of been hewn out of the rock. It's slightly bigger than one of the other antechambers, and you walk into it and you see 4 more tunnels sort of that shoot off in sort of different directions. The one that carries on south, which seems to lead to towards the moat. You see sort of, and you get the scent of sort of like water and stuff. Sort of takes you to this. There's one to the west. There's one to the east. There's one that goes off to the north, to the northwest, and then obviously there's the one that you came down.
Anna will whisper, "Terrible. This isn't it. There are no more signs. Let us investigate the other one. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But we can't leave any stone unturned."
It'll be getting late now, by the way, as well.
Yeah. We're presented with too many options here. Yes, I feel we go back and see where the other passage leads.
Let us make haste.
Okay. You yeah, okay. You sort of make your way back, and you come to the start coming towards the main tunnel again. Roll me perception.
Where's my perception gone?
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
As you're sort of kind of Arno is being quite, he's rushing ahead of you, sort of to try and get there because he knows, as he's about to step into the sort of little antechamber where the other tunnel is, you see you see sort of a flash in front of you, a couple of these heads sort of starting to make their way into that room, in front of him.
He can't possibly see where I am because I'm invisible.
Okay, right, yeah. So
And I can't even see his tracks or anything like that because we've got the other thing on.
foisted
on
by
as
your
well.
own batads. Okay, yeah. So you don't see anything, and you just sort of kind of run into the room. Tharval, you see these heads. Starting, they're not in the room, but they're starting. You sort of see the beginning of them sort of coming into that room.
Uh,
At what point will I see them then?
I guess when you're in the room, you'll see them sort of kind of
Okay.
coming in. Yeah, you sort of you go into the room and they're sort of in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, like, one goes to the left of you and one goes to the right of you.
I
Sort of.
immediately hit the deck in silence and just lie there on my back.
Okay. Tharval, what are you doing?
is there another passageway out of that room?
There's the one that sort of. There's obviously the main ones are where they've come from in the south. The southeast. There's the one that you came from, which is the northern one.
So are we in that main chamber with the south passage and the southeast passage?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, right, so we're back there, and they are coming in from the southeast.
Yeah.
Okay. And how big is the passage? Like, would we all be able to fit down the passageway?
Well, no,
or-
because remember you have a dimension doored into that area and stuff, so you can't make it into the north without going back again in the dimension door. So you're only
No. I mean the passage that they are coming down. So they're coming down from the south. They're coming in from the southeast. Did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, he's asking, can we
So
fit through the passage?
basically, like how big is the passage? Like, can we wander past the heads?
You could potentially crawl under them, but there's going to be not a lot of room. There's two of them, so it's not like they take up quite a lot of the space. I'd say there's, because they're sort of off the ground. You could maybe potentially crawl underneath them, but
How can we see the is that the other end of the passage that they're coming up?
no, you can't see anything in that end. No, it's just.
How are we gonna do this? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Tharaval sort of he just sort of backs up against one of the walls to sort of try and stay out of their way for the time being, and just sort of sits and watches what they do.
Okay. They sort of make their way into the room. One starts snaking back through the hole, the burrowed hole, to the north.
In the ceiling?
No,
okay,
yeah,
no,
sorry.
it's the north
Yeah,
passage.
and then the other one goes up through the hole in the ceiling. Or they start to do that at least. Anyway, sorry, that's where they're going in that direction. I'm gonna have one more roll. Them both.
Arno will still
Yep.
wait in complete silence, hiding.
Yep. So they, one starts going north, one goes straight up.
Okay, so once the heads are out of sight, Arno will risk a message because he has to whisper the message, so it's not completely silent, but it'll be just a very, very quiet, muttering whisper. And he'll be like, "What do we do now? I'm in the antechamber on the floor by the west wall."
I'm not sure, my friend. They are blocking the passage that is leading to their body. We can either wait for them to disperse, or we can try and cut off a couple of the heads while they are here. But we must cauterize them to make sure that they're grown back. If we do this, though, it'll alert it to our presence.
Do we have any idea where that passage leads? We needn't put our eyes on this thing if we know where it is.
Do we know where the passage leads?
Nope.
Does the passage curve round, or is it straight?
You don't know. It's been blocked by the yeah.
But we would have looked down it before when we were trying to assess which way to go. So
Yeah, it's it's long. There was no light at the other end of it. You know, it could go either way, go anywhere.
Is it time to retreat?
Where do we retreat to?
I can teleport us back out of here.
I feel that's probably the best option.
As you're sort of doing that, roll me another perception check each. Darval, you smell something coming. You know, you don't hear it because obviously you're well, you know, you do hear things, don't you? You do. No, because you're not.
Ears are plugged.
Yeah. So you smell a you smell a foul fungal stench coming from behind you. And you turn around and you see another head coming from one of the holes in the side of the wall, and it's sort of kind of looking up and down the tunnel. It doesn't see anything, but it starts making its way in your direction.
Because the last thing Arno heard was Tharavel say that it was probably a good plan. He'll start shuffling along the floor back to the south passage where he knew Tharavel was, to try and find him. And yeah.
Okay, so you're both invisible. I'm gonna do so. How do you want to sort out finding each other without alerting the thing that's coming in your direction?
Well, if Tharavel's against the wall in the passage, how wide is the passage? What, 5 foot wide, or is it bigger?
Yeah, about 5 foot. Yeah.
So as long as Arno gets to the point where Tharavel is, I'm sure he'd probably bump into him, right?
Okay. What are you doing, Tharavel? Are you going to?
Yeah, I mean, he as Arno said, the last thing he said about retreating. So he's basically making his way to where they came through. am I by where the dimension door opened?
No. So
No,
you're
in the south passage.
you're in the south passage. Arno's in
Okay.
the antechamber. The
Making his way to that point.
Yeah, so you're
would-
you're backing up now, I guess, as this thing starts moving its way sort of in your direction.
Right. So I'm going to use that shadow step again, and he's going to teleport to a shadow beside where the door, where we came
where
through the
they
door.
exit to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wait a minute, because you don't know. Do you know this? So you're communicating this? Because if he's coming in another direction and you suddenly shadow step somewhere else, then he not know where you're going because you're invisible. Remember?
Yeah. Well, Arno started heading towards the south passage, so he'll say, "I'm coming to you." If you want to say meet at the north passage, you can do.
Oh, so can we still communicate telepathically here at the minute, or?
Well, yeah, I'm still sending message. I don't know that the
Okay.
head's coming, so I've like you don't have to Yeah, I'm just whispering
There's
to you.
so right as long as we can communicate. So, the Tharval, there's a third head coming through the south passage, making its way towards me. I will meet you where we came out of the dimension door.
Okay. So Arno makes his way there, and hopefully finds Starwell.
You do. You bump into each other.
All right. Arno will quickly grab his leg, and he will cast Dimension Door to come out. In the prison cell. I believe that'll be about 500 feet away. Less than 500 feet, because if it's 350 feet of passage of what we got through before.
Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. Yeah. I'm not.
So yeah,
labor the
we'll
point.
We'll come out. We'll come out in the prison cell. Still invisible.
Yep. As you come out in the prison cell, you see one of the heads sort of poking up. Its neck is still there, coming from the door, the trap door, and it's sort of kind of coming up through the roof of the cell.
Arno tugs at Tharabol's leg in the direction of the cell door and slowly shifts. Actually, he casts his hover spell, so he doesn't make any sound at all on the ground, and kind of pulls Starable towards the exit.
Arabal just sort of, follows where he's being sort of pulled towards, trying to stay away from the head. Okay,
so we'll say you sort of make your way out and sort of come out of the sort of cells.
Before we come out of the cells, I would drop invisibility before we get to other people.
Yeah, and drop the pass without trace as well.
Okay. Right. Gaddon and Bartholomew. It's late now, so we'll go par through these. What are you guys up to now, then?
We're gonna go find them, aren't we?
Were you going to go and find them in the cell? So you were making your way towards them?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, we'll say
we sent a message to Lance and Saren.
Yeah. Okay.
We didn't get anything back to them through the sending stone, right?
Okay. Well, what we'll say is it's sort of it's late in the evening. The sixth, you bump into each other in the courtyard of the sanctuary. Obviously, you can tell them what's happened.
All right, Arno will get.
Can we? Because we've got the thingies on.
No, Arno,
Okay,
Arno will get
earmuffs.
out his like paper and
Oh.
pencil as well, and just start writing. Have rough
Okay.
idea where it is.
Okay.
Below, and then he'll describe sort of the end of the passage under the antechamber. Did that antechamber they were in? It kind of looked like where we were on the cells. Could we work out what that bit was at least under the antechamber, like with the layout of the sanctuary? Or
I get, what would that be? Would that be a history roll? An investigation? I don't know. How would you figure out sort of layout?
Probably survival based on.
Well, we've literally just been underneath, haven't we? And we knew the sort of the direction of the tunnels, so going up.
Darvel has what is it? He has a thing where he can remember the layout and stuff like that.
Oh, he has that feature.
What is it? What is it? You have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you.
Cool. Yep. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. So Tharavel will help, I guess pen down roughly where we were and roughly where the passage where we believe the false Hydra to be down. And Arno said, "We'll write then. Any luck? Any idea where this passage could lead, based on your research?"
Yeah, so Barty will write down there's a crypt / morgue underground near the moat on the eastern side of the complex.
Does that fit with Tharavel's memory of the passage layout?
Yes.
Did that tunnel head that way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Arno puts thumbs up and just mouths, "It must be there."
And
roll insight for lip reading. What did you call me?
My mother's a what? How dare you?
Barty will just like write down like I have prepared my fire spells.
Okay.
And then he just looks him.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is, so at least Saren and Lance have something. We're going to say they sort of come in. We'll say it's early, it's day 7, quite early in the morning, and they sort of kind of come in and see you. They come in from the northern gate and then make their way in, and you see them come into the main courtyard, and obviously they are plugged up in the ears as well. What do you want to do? What do you want? Well, I guess you can't really say anything. What do you write down on a piece of paper?
I'd sort of ask, do you know how we access the crypt? From where?
Who's talking to
There
who?
is a.
I've written it down.
us.
There's a tunnel to the waterway
Mm-hmm.
that they used to use to get rid of bodies, so we can probably get in through that way from the moat.
Did they see? And then we say, did you see a tunnel in like the waterways anywhere that looked like it was made?
Yes, you would have.
Okay.
Lance and Saren, what are you
Cool.
gonna say? What are you gonna do as you meet your comrades?
The first thing I
Okay.
scribbled down is I need a drink. I feel awful. People hate me. How are you?
Pet,
Drink
gathering
later.
together.
I'm just
Shit to
visualizing
burn.
that man slap meme now.
I hold my hand up as if to offer, and
What,
then climb my head
Tony? You've
towards
been
it.
tangled.
That's the action replay.
I just write down that I'm a horrible person.
And I write underneath, yes, she is.
And then I write down nothing new.
I flip him the bird.
So then I just write underneath, have you found it?
Yes. We're all thumbs up at this point. We found it. And then because it's the same thing, so we just basically Gadden just points up towards the previous notes, just so that it saves people from saves them from having to read again. So they should be caught up.
Roll me. You can all roll me perception checks, please.
Oh boy.
Oh shit! True Sight wore out for me a long time ago, so let's go.
I'm gonna roll my is it the fresh day in it, so gotta get my
Your bucket of dice.
oh,
Oh wait, no, I rolled D10.
Can't wait for you to replace one of your rolls with that not one.
You can replace one of yours.
anyone,
with that one,
any creature I can see. So
Yeah.
prepare yourself for that.
Yeah. Not one false Hydra, baby.
Perception, right? Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
No.
I can't see shit.
Rolls.
Okay. Ceravel. And God, is it only Ceravel?
Tharaval.
Hang on, wait.
Tharaval
I've got
got
Gregor.
25.
I know, yeah.
Wait. I'm gonna roll for Gregor. Where is he? Where is freaking? Hang on 1 second. I can't seem to find him NPCs anywhere.
That probably put him in a safe place.
Is it Gregor or is it
Is there a
Nigel?
Nigel.
It's Nigel.
Critical.
Is it Nigel? Was Nigel in a different place altogether? Is he under creatures?
I only see.
He'll be 1 minute. I'll find him and then probably stick him.
Is he under the monster because
No.
Saren has a license?
He is NPCs. Niacil human form. There he is. Let me do.
Can't touch him. Can't touch him.
1 minute.
Obviously, Gadden was picking his teeth at the time.
Niacil.
Missing that roll.
Human form. There he is. And then I will do. Controlled by.
The government.
Controlled by the government. It's not letting me.
I thought it was just all the birds.
It's not letting me do. 1 minute.
It's fine.
This. Edit. Yeah, there we go. No, still, can be edited and controlled by all players. He should be editable, and controlled by all players.
It's totally edible by Saren. Totally.
Barbecue sauce.
Stand by. Stand close to me, Saren. I will protect you.
You know what he is? He's Dragonborn. Dragonborn these nuts.
Hold on to my throbbing biceps.
Acknowledge these flexing.
Offers a bottle of mayonnaise, unless you bought your own.
Okay,
God, I
so
wish
what
I'd
are
never
we?
chosen that.
Yeah. Okay. So
You just need a perception for Niacil.
yeah, roll me a perception from them.
What's that saying? I fucking see him.
No, you can.
I can't. No, I can't.
It's not John Cena.
Sorry, I'll do it.
I'm not seeing him in the NPC.
He's on the map. He's on the map now.
Oh, there he is. There we go. Can I open his map?
Sorry,
No,
I'll roll it for you. It's okay. Don't.
Thank you. Character sheet. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's not in my journal. It's fine.
Ceravel, Tharaval, and Arno, you see these heads sort of coming up and arcing down, looking over different buildings in the complex. You see people starting to stop. No, actually, because it's quite late, start coming out of some of the buildings. and start making their way into down towards the southeast. They start making their way sort of to the southeast. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. They start, you see people sort of kind of come out and making their way in that direction. You see these heads sort of swaying and making their way. Roll me an you can all, the three of you who saw it, can roll me an insight to see if you sort of put two and two together.
Oh, that first one was Tharables, actually. Second one, Cereals.
Yeah. So you can tell that these people are, it's extremely late. They look, they look sort of zoned out, and they're just sort of they're all walking in the same direction.
So is it towards the tunnel?
They're walking. They're sort of kind of walking. I suppose they wouldn't go down there because that's not what the thing. Yeah, okay. They're walking towards the cells. We'll say they're walking towards the cells.
Oh, they're walking towards the cells, not the tunnel by the moat.
Yeah, well, there is no tunnel by the moat that they'll see. Again, it's underground, so they would need to make it. So they're making their way towards the cells. I guess there would probably be other tunnels and stuff around, but for ease, we'll just say they're going towards the cells.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Tharavel just sort of, just agrees with the plan that they made before, and he sort of turns to the map that Barney was sort of showing, and he sort of puts an arrow, a sort of line and an arrow of where we're to go, like towards the moat entrance.
I'm going to roll some dice for the heads, by the way.
Heads up.
Because you're not doing what they want you to do. Oh.
All we've done is draw an arrow.
I know, but you're standing. People are doing what they are going off in one direction. You're all standing there writing stuff down. So, it's basically it figuring out if why you're not sort of succumbing to. So I'm gonna roll. Oh, you're lucky. They're stupid. Hydras.
We got the dumb heads.
There you got the dumb head. So they're just like
that Hydra image of the meme with like the scary heads and then the.
Yeah. So there. Yeah. Okay. So you're fine currently, but it's probably not a great idea you hanging around there while they're sort of looking at you and stuff, because they may.
Roger.
They may roll. They may roll again.
Tharavel and Cerevel start making their way towards the tunnels.
I heard the others while they're arguing over and scribbling on paper.
Oh no, we're not.
Follow you guys.
We're gonna go follow.
Nope.
Yeah, well, I'm just herding you to follow them. While you're all doing that, I'm just kind of nudging.
Alright.
Right. Are you how are you following? Are you mimicking the people who sort of are going down there? Or are you all just sort of
Yep.
Brains.
Walking Dead style. Join the horde.
Right. Roll me.
It's like Shaun of the Dead, where everybody has to sort of do an impersonation of a.
All roll me a deception check.
Loktar, oh god, Loktar, oh god.
I thought we were going to.
Oh god, that was actually Tharavel. It's fucking 3 crit fails in one go. That first one was Tharavel's, by the way, and Cerevel's okay.
Okay, so Saren and Cerevel and Arno and Lance make very convincing. minions. Or
I'm really rolling mine with my luck.
Important.
Can you?
Anything else? 12.
Port dice with a crit fail again. Get them all out of the way.
I pick him up and put him under my arm and carry him.
Yeah, but you're meant to be acting sort of inconspicuous, so these things don't know. If you suddenly just pick up somebody and carry him, it's not sort of, these things are, don't want sort of.
You can't say they're smart because they just proved they're really not.
Well, they were just obviously paying attention, but I'm just saying, right, so Barty and Tharaval, in your sort of awkward way to try and mimic these people, you bump into each other and you both fall over. You sort of collide into each other and fall over. This does stir one of the heads, who sort of turns around to sort of see what's happened. You can actually, I'm going to roll a dice first, and then you can try and do something, and then I'm going to roll again. Okay, so it hasn't caught you yet, but you need to do something quickly, or it is going to see you both and have at you.
Whereabouts are we at the moment? Relative.
Yeah, well, we'll say the cells are sort of so we'll say the cells are in this section here. You guys are in the courtyard and you're sort of making your way around to, around there. Actually, around there. You can't see anything. Around there in this.
Around where? Oop. Okay.
So you're sort of making your way from the courtyard in that direction with some of the other people. There would be other people kind of going in this direction as well, coming out of different houses and things like that. But you're sort of making your way around there like that.
Tharaval sort of he sort of dusts himself off and feels quite foolish, and he sort of quickly gets to his feet and helps Barty up, and then again sort of tries to join.
I've got Barty under my arm. I picked him up as he fell before someone stampeded him or something with his poor luck.
Okay, if you've got him under your arm,
Barty will
regain his feet.
Just disappear.
Okay. No, that'll be too harsh. I was going to say your cotton buds come out of your ears, but no, that's fine.
Yeah.
As you collide with each other. All right. So you're getting up. Roll me another deception then.
All of us.
15.
Do you want perception from everyone or no?
No, deception. Just sort of him, he's got up and he's trying to, okay.
Do you want one from Barty after he's gone invisible?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Tharaval, it's sort of searching around. It hasn't seen you. You can go once more with a deception. Yeah, okay, you're fine this time around. So it sort of arcs down at you, and sort of it goes straight up to your face, but you have you sort of find your zone and just sort of start walking in that other direction as it sort of follows you. It's like it's right beside your face, sort of looking at you as you're moving with the others. As you sort of kind of move on slightly, it loses interest, comes back up, and then just stays above with the others and starts swaying again.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Okay.
Absolutely supposed to be here.
Okay, so we'll probably leave it there then, I guess, as it is now 11:30. All right, interesting. Hopefully, then we'll not do any downtime stuff, because I guess next session is going to be
Fun bits.
is just going to be dealing with it. Hopefully, dealing with it, and then we can move on to the sort of the main story again. Okay, so yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll not do any downtime, because I guess we'll just have there'll probably just be a map, and that is that. Right. Anybody want to do anything, say anything before we leave? Needs to do anything? Okay. For tonight, I have been Mercury. With me has been Conrad as Arno Jerkel.
Good night.
Michael is Tharval Eldon.
Hydra battle.
Jace's brother Gadden.
And today's news is bad, 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 and more bad.
Lecky as Bartholomew Pringle.
Don't follow heads into dark tunnels. What can we say?
Marcus Lantz.
What's the worst that could happen apart from being with this lot?
And Vic as Saren Sanguine.
Can we play with fire now, please?
Night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.